everyone, welcome to the next section of the course. We are going to start talking about branding your Substack. We've touched on this briefly before with logos, welcome page images, and word marks. And today we're going to start to dive into how to set those up, as well as the colors and things like that. So first of all, we're going to talk about colors today. In our next lesson, we're going to go into Canva tutorials, but first I want to show you how to change your colors and your typography on Substack. So this is a global setting on Substack. You can't change it in the post. The only thing you can change in the post is your headings. So you can change different heading sizes, but you cannot change the color or the type of font that you're using. So let's jump over to our settings. I'm just on my dashboard, signed into my Substack. I'm going to click on settings, and then I'm going to click on website, and then I will click this big button, go to website theme editor. If you're using the new dashboard, there are two ways to get to this section of the Substack. The first way, they've actually put in a link that makes it really quick. So from the home page of the new dashboard, if I scroll down under Creator Tools and click on this branding, this will take me straight to that page with the branding and the home page. Now, if I click done on this, it's going to boot me back into the settings instead of back to the home page. So from the settings, you can still access the branding and the theme editor, again, just by clicking on website, just like with the old dashboard, and then clicking on this go to website theme editor. On the left-hand side, I'm going to choose branding. And again, you can see this is a place where you could upload a logo and a publication word mark. And then below that, we have our colors. So web background right now is just plain white. I am going to choose just a random color from their setup. And the accent color is almost always Substack orange. And again, you can just choose something else. With the background colors, you can go with a dark theme instead of a light theme. And with both of them, you can put in your own color codes if you have your branding already. So all you do is highlight the number in this bottom box, not the top one here, but this bottom one, and put in the color code that you want. We're just going to go back to white for now. And then click up here in the top box to make it save that change. And then from there, you can do the same thing with your accent color as well. And then below that, we have the typography. So typography is really basic on Substack. Their whole point is to be readable and a great reader experience, not to be super creative and beautiful and amazing. So we have 5 different heading fonts, and I believe it's 6 body fonts. Nope, 5. So we have 5 choices for heading and 5 choices for body. And you can only choose from those fonts. You can't choose anything fancy. If you're seeing fancy fonts that people are using, and especially if it's centered, what they're doing is they're using an image and they're downloading it with a transparent background, and then they're putting it in as an image in their Substack. And so they get this like fancy centered font for a heading. It's not actually a heading, it's actually an image, which is fine for how pretty it looks, but not so good for SEO and discoverability and things like that. All right, so we'll just choose something for the sake of it. And we can't really see how this changes because I don't have a sample post. If you play around with these, once you have your welcome post done, then you'll be able to see how the changes look. The other option you have is your link style. So by default, it's underlined links. You can also choose colored links instead. And this will just use your accent color to be the links in your document. And when someone hovers on the link, it will show with the underline and the actual link, but the text will be colored. Okay, let's talk about colors a little bit more. What if you have a photo or an image that you're using for your logo or your welcome page image, and you want colors to go with that image and not necessarily these colors? So there's a couple different ways that you can do that, but what I like to do if you don't know the color codes is I use this site called Coolors, COOLORS.co. And then once you're in there, you don't have to create an account to use it. You only have to create an account to save it. And we can just start the generator. And this will pull up a sample color scheme to start with all the color codes. Now there's a couple different things you can do. If I hit spacebar, it automatically changes everything, right? And then let's see, I really like these two. Let's lock this one in place and lock that one in place and hit spacebar again, and it will just change these three and keep these two. So there's a lot of different options that you can do. And you can just kind of keep playing with it. Now, Substack only has two colors, right? Background and accent color. And the background needs to be really, really faint or really dark. If it's in between, then Substack can't decide whether to use a light colored font or a dark colored font, and it has issues with that. So I've found that it often switches to white too soon, and it's really hard to read. So for your background, choose either a really light color or a really dark color so that it's obviously the font should be either white or black, and it's easier for your people to read your posts. Okay, so it's not giving me a lot of options here that are going to be light enough for background color, so I would need to find them somewhere else, perhaps on Canva. But for the purposes of demonstration, let's take this color here, 003049, and we're going to go over here and we're going to change the accent color to that and click up here. And now it's that really, really dark navy, which almost pretty much looks black on my screen. Okay, so the other thing you can do in Coolors is click on this photo button here. And then you can grab a photo. So I'm going to grab this one as an example. We'll open that. And it will open up your photo in this little screen here. And then you can choose from it'll give you some colors to start out with, but I can move this color picker around. And let's say I want this purple color and I want this really light whitey gray, white blue. There we go. And then this one, I'm going to go with this little more green color and this color, and that one's good. And then I would click next, open in generator. And now I have all the color codes that from those colors that I picked from that photo, from that art piece. And then I can use these for my Substack if I want to. Now, if I had a free account, I could also save this palette to my account and then play around some more with colors. Okay, so that's everything for colors and typography. A lot more options for colors than there are for typography, but have fun with that. And next lesson, we're going to go into Canva.